and welcome to the Blindfold Chess Podcast.
This week, we are looking at another Indian prodigy, someone who has not made it to the candidates tournament yet, but he is knocking on the door with Olympiad victories, consistent wins against current and former world champions, and someone who was on a World Rapid Championship team that took home gold, Arjun Erigasi. Born in 2003 in Telangana, India, to a stay-at-home mother and a father who is a neurosurgeon, Arjun demonstrated math calculation skills from a very early age. In a Chess-Based India YouTube interview with Arjun's father, Arjun showed those math skills as early as 3 to 4 years old. Around that age, a teacher told Arjun's parents that he might take well to chess. His parents did not have a strong chess background. They only knew how the pieces moved, but they made enough of an income that they knew how to get him resources so he could improve. At the age of 8, his parents got him his first local coach. His dad recalled that Arjun would be in the chess room from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. working on his game. His dad recalled that the third coach that they used had given Arjun a book on tactics to work through with 10,000 puzzles in it. The coach said it would take him between 3 to 6 months to complete it, and Arjun finished it in 5 days. His dad said that it was completely natural. They never had to force him to play or study. He just really enjoyed learning about the game, and if Arjun went a couple of days without studying or playing chess, he would become very unhappy. When he was 9 years old, he got his first FIDE rating around 1580. The next year, in 2012, marked his lowest that his FIDE rating would ever be at 1528, but that did not last long as he finished the year at 1731. In 2015, with his rating close to 2200, he competed in the Under-12 Asian Youth Championship, taking place in South Korea, where he finished in second behind Alireza Firouzja. The following year, his rating had climbed to almost 2400. In 2017, he came in second at the Under-14 division of the World Youth Championship. In that same interview with his father, he said that Arjun wanted to become a grandmaster by his 10th class. Arjun's mom and dad made a plan starting in January of 2018 to help him get to that level, and it worked perfectly. He collected 3 international master norms from January to March of 2018, and with that momentum, he picked up his first grandmaster norm in May, his second in June, and his third and final norm at the Abu Dhabi Masters Tournament in August. So that is 6 norms picked up in the span of 8 months to earn him his grandmaster title at the age of 14 years, 11 months, and 13 days, making him the 40th youngest and 54th Indian player to earn the grandmaster title. His parents' wedding anniversary was August 16th, and he got his final norm on August 15th. His dad said that it was a wonderful anniversary gift. Arjun took a month off from playing after achieving that milestone before diving back into tournament play. In 2021, his dad mentioned that Arjun came to him to see if he could drop out of school where he was studying to be a data scientist in order to focus on chess. They came to the same conclusion that if Arjun wanted to advance to the next level of chess, he needed to completely focus on the game, and so he dropped out of school at the age of 18. That same year, he finished in second at the Junior Under-21 Open Chess Championship, finishing behind Alexei Sarana of Russia. He won the rapid section of the Tata Steel India Chess Tournament. He also won the Times of India Sports Award for Chess Player of the Year. In 2022, he won the Challengers Division of the Tata Steel Tournament with a performance rating of 2804, propelling him to be in the top 100 players in the world. At the age of 18, he became the Indian national champion after winning the 58th MPL National Championship on tiebreaks with a score of 8.5 out of 11, taking home a 600,000 rupee prize. To cap off that incredible year, he also won the 19th Delhi Open. In 2023, Arjun was right on the cusp to qualify for the Candidates Tournament. He lost to Praggnanandhaa in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. He missed out on being in the top 2 of the Grand Swiss Tournament by coming in 4th out of 114 players, and missed out on points at the FIDE circuit by coming in 5th. In an interview with Superbeat in 2024, he realized he was caring too much about his rating, and that led to fumbling at critical moments. He had to make a conscious decision about not caring as much. He attributed yoga and inner engineering as ways that he worked through it. He said, quote, "When I am giving 100%, I should not be too attached to the results so that there will not be any negative effect on the next game." In that introspection, he cited Hikaru Nakamura, who, when he pivoted to being a professional streamer, stopped caring about his chess results, as his main focus was to have fun on the game, which allowed him to return to being one of the top players in the world. Toward the end of 2024, Arjun won the Sports Star Emerging Hero Award. Last year, he won the Menorca Open on tiebreaks. He won the Stefan Avagayan Memorial with a round to spare, and he won the WR Chess Masters Cup on tiebreaks. In September, he represented India in the 45th Olympiad in Budapest. He played on board 3 with teammates of Gukesh, Praggnanandhaa, Vidit, and Hare Krishna, which is an absolutely stacked team. Arjun won the first 6 games that he played and finished the tournament with a 10 out of 11 score, a performance rating of 2968, earning a gold medal on board 3 and securing India's first standalone Olympiad victory, a full 4 match points ahead of a 5-way tie for second. With that performance, he boosted himself to being India's highest-rated player. In December, he reached a new high rating of 2801, becoming the 15th person to break the 2800 rating barrier, and only the second Indian player to break that barrier behind Vishwanathan Anand. One of Arjun's key inspirations was Anand. He said that he aspired to be like him. He had met the former world champion a couple of times. He had a few online training sessions with him and even played a tournament with him. In 2025, he has won all 3 Chess.com Freestyle Friday events, which would also be called Chess 960 or Fisher Random. He was also on the team that won the World Rapid Chess Championship that took place in London in June. In that interview with Superbeat, he said that he studies 6 to 8 hours a day. He said that he also spends quite a bit of time, citing that if you are playing 7 to 8 hour games, you don't want to run out of steam toward the end of it, so building your endurance is key to success. For our game this week, we are traveling back to the 2023 FIDE World Cup. Arjun Erigasi versus Sergei Azarov. Now, if we're ready, let's begin.
1. Pawn to d4. Knight f6. 2. Bishop g5.
The opening for this game is the Trompowsky attack, named after the Brazilian player Octavio Trompowsky in the 1930s and 40s. Black usually does not want to allow white to capture and double up their pawns this early in the game, which results in an opening where each side is moving the same minor piece multiple times. This opening doesn't have a ton of theory, so it's a way to dodge some of the mainline territory. However, if you don't know what you're doing, you can get caught in quite a few traps with this opening.
Knight e4. 3. Bishop f4. Pawn to d5. 4. Pawn to f3.
What dual purpose does the move f3 provide? For one, it kicks the knight away from the e4 square, and 2, it prepares white for an eventual e2 to e4 push of their own.
Knight f6. 5. Knight c3. Pawn to a6. 6. Pawn to e4. Pawn to e6. 7. Queen d2. Pawn to b5. 8. Pawn to e5. Knight f to d7. 9. Bishop g5. Pawn to f6. 10. Pawn e captures f6. Pawn g captures f6. 11. Bishop h6.
Against traditional wisdom, white moved their bishop 4 times in 11 moves. But what did they achieve out of the opening? For one, the black king side is completely destroyed, between the pawn structure and the white bishop causing havoc along the f8 to h6 diagonal. The black king will likely be stuck in the middle of the board for a very long time to come. White also developed his pieces along the queen side, allowing him to quickly castle on the queen side in the near future. And 3, by pushing all of black's pieces back, black's pieces are severely underdeveloped.
Bishop e7. 12. Castle queenside. Pawn to c5. (13) Rook e1. Pawn to b4. 14. Knight b1. Knight c6.
Black is threatening to capture the pawn that is on d4 with the knight that is on c6 and the pawn that is on c5. What would you do in white's position?
(15) Rook captures e6.
This feels like a bold move, with the rook capturing on e6. What black piece can capture that rook that is on e6? Sorry, that was a bit of a trick question. There are currently no black pieces that are able to attack the rook.
Knight captures d4. (16) Rook e1. Knight e5. (17) Knight e2. Bishop f5. (18) Knight captures d4. Pawn c captures d4. (19) Queen captures d4. Queen c7.
Black is threatening checkmate on c2. How would you defend as white?
(20) Pawn to c3.
Moving the pawn to c3 is clearly the best option for white. You have the knight that is on b1, providing protection of the c3 square. You have your queen on d4 and your pawn on b2 to provide additional coverage if needed.
King f7. (21) Pawn to f4. Knight g4. (22) Queen captures d5 check. King g6.
Black's king is trying to find shelter on the king side of the board and threaten your undefended bishop that is on h6. What would you do in this position?
(23) Queen captures f5 check. Black resigns.
Why did Black resign here? If Black captures the queen with king captures on f5, White can play bishop to d3 checkmate. The rook that is on e1 is cutting off the e file. The light squared bishop that is on d3 is taking out the e4 and g6 squares, and the dark squared bishop that is on h6 is helping cover f4, g5, and h6. And if Black does not capture the queen and instead plays king captures on h6, White could then play queen captures on g4 and continue being up a full piece with Black's king still in a very precarious situation. Arjun has such a bright future ahead. Though he hasn't reached the candidates yet, it feels like a matter of time before he could be competing for the World Championship. In that Super Beat interview, he said, quote, "The most important part of the chess journey is to have fun. If you aren't having fun, there's no point in playing." So that is all that we have for this week. Tune in next time where we will continue to work on our blindfold skills and look at another game of the Masters.